We're drafting now, live on the channel. Open up the Underdog app. Right now, links in the description, links in the live chat. It's pinned. Go to the big board. $10 draft. Hit the button. Join right now. It'll fill up really quickly, and we'll start drafting immediately. ADP ranks are right here. We'll go to board view. Here you go. Oh, your board's got the one pick. The draft's counting down. Jump in, jump in. If you don't get in this draft, don't fret. Get in a draft alongside of my draft and use the logic, the thinking, the conversation to dominate the draft that you're in. We don't have to be in the same draft. These fill up very quickly. The Fantasy Football Show, late night, graveyard, after dark, draft show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
This sucker's counting down. We'll jump straight in. I'll show you my strategy from the one pick. Oh, I'm on the clock right now. Let's take Jamar Chase. We're on the clock. Boom. I didn't realize we're already on the clock. There you go. Jamar Chase going number one to your boy. Can't really pass up that opportunity in a wide receiver hungry environment. Let's go to board view, and I will show you each pick as it happens. We'll open phone lines here as soon as we get, let's get into as soon as my third pick is taken, my bookend 24-25. Once I draft that 25 overall pick, dial into the phone line. The phone lines will be wide open. Appreciate everybody being here. Mark, Matt, Golf, Travis, Sam, Lewis, Bryce. Appreciate you all. Tron. Barkley goes number 2. Bijan goes 3. Gibbs almost certainly goes number 4. But I guess Puka or JJ could be considered. This is a very wide receiver hungry environment every single year on Underdog. But this seems to be, and JJ goes next, then Puka. That's kind of almost the locked in order. The Gibbs, Bijan, and Barkley can kind of get jostled around. Chase usually goes number 1. Then it goes Barkley, Bijan, Gibbs in some order of the 3. JJ, and then Puka. CeeDee Lamb went number 6. That might be one of our people, but because we're pretty pro CeeDee Lamb on this channel. Nico, Puka. Here's the players available right now. HN just went. You can just see who's going up top right now. Brian Thomas Jr. just went. HN's the next available on the board. St. Brown, Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, look, this isn't like a pre-rank. Like, oh, they're suggesting McCaffrey here. This is his ADP. It might fluctuate from day to day as people. Neighbors, what a steal. Neighbors at 10. It's still a steal. Neighbors at 12, 13, 14. It's an absolute steal. Neighbors wins the league this year. Neighbors is my favorite pick inside the top 12 given the cost of entry. We've got, let's go back to board view real quickly. We have Amon-Ra, then it was Neighbors before that, BT, Nico, see all the wide receivers. Puka, CD, it's crazy. McCaffrey and Henry, the double RB, the old dogs, the old dudes going to Cupcake at the 12-13. HN, here goes a little bit of a running back run, but these people are still very wide receiver hungry, so I imagine there's going to be at least 3 or 4 teams in the next handful of picks to go wide receiver. Drake London with Malik Neighbors. Brian Thomas Jr., this feels like a wide receiver early person, but they go Genty. I like it. I don't mind that. Genty's a fantastic value. We've got Nico. Who's this guy? Going to pair Nico with Ladd McConkey. Little early for my taste. I don't think it's bad. I think he could certainly earn that value. Not hating on Ladd at all. He's a great player. He's so good. But I don't know if I like my teams with Ladd being the second drafted player. It's just not my cup of tea. Josh Jacobs, nice. Puka and Jacobs, pretty interesting, intriguing combo. We got CeeDee Lamb with who? Who's getting paired up with CeeDee Lamb? Who's available? Again, you can see these picks at the top, so whoever's going to draft right here, you'll know who goes next by the top. There it goes. It goes Bowers. Pretty far he fell. I would have taken Bowers at the turn picks. JT's available. Josh Allen, I still love at the 2-3 turn. No doubt about it. AJ Brown, falling for good reason. AJ Brown goes right there. 3 more picks, and then I'm up. JT, Allen, Chase Brown, Lamar, Bucky's falling to the 2-3 turn as I predicted. Remember? We discussed that, and everyone's like, he's not falling to the third round, Smitty. He is. Remember, we're higher on him than most people. We told them.
Get buckied. Buckied.
We told them. Lamar Jackson. Let's go to board view, just so you guys can see what happened. So when Brock Bowers, AJ Brown, Lamar, and we're getting close to being on the clock. Bijan owner, they got to go wide receiver. You'd think, right? One of these two, maybe both, are going to go wide receiver. So I think I'm going to get my choice of double RB that I want. OJT. Okay. Okay, there's a wide receiver. T. Higgins, I can't do that. So Bucky, Chase Brown's very good. McBride's very good. I like this. Josh Allen, I love the value of Josh Allen. I'm going to go. Let's go Bucky. And do I go Josh Allen or do I go? I'm going to punt quarterback here and assume that everybody else is going to punt quarterback. I could go Kyron. He's down a little ways. God, it's embarrassing to leave Kyron Williams. He had to scroll to him. He's not even at the 2-3 turn. Kyron's at the end of round 3. This is a remarkable team so far. Okay, phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Phone lines are open. Jahmyr Gibbs, Lamar, and who do you grab here? Before that, JSM, Bijan, and JT are that players, that owner's team. Barkley, T, and Brees. I like the Brees pick, actually. I considered it. I consider going Brees and Kyron, to be honest, but I want a Bucky on this team. We got Lamar Jackson, Terry McLaurin, and Gibbs on the same squad. We got JJ, AJ Brown, and does this guy go wide receiver or does he go running back? Is he going to be one of those 5 straight wide receiver guys? There are quite a bit of those characters here in this draft environment on Best Ball. I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the phone line. Dial in again. My bad. Phone line's open. Jalen Hurts, good pick in the 3rd round. Fantasy-wise, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, any given game. What's everybody's prediction for Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl? Does he get bottled up? Do people start, screaming exposed again? Does he dominate and have a great game? What is your prediction for Jalen Hurts, who had been struggling pretty much the entire last third of the season, even up into the playoffs a little bit? It was all Barkley. Last week, Jalen Hurts played phenomenal football, like he's capable of playing. Can he be consistent and replicate it? So we went Jalen Hurts. Josh Allen fell all the way to 32. Jeez. 120 yards passing, space beast, 60 rushing, 2 TDs. Sounds about right. Hurts going to have a great game. Super Bowl MVP, says Vampy. I'm sitting pretty because my early preseason, and granted, these are my preseason predictions, not my bracket. My bracket, I changed it. I should have stuck with my preseason vibe, but I have $20 that pays $1,300 on the Chiefs meeting the Eagles and the Chiefs winning, and the Chiefs meeting the Eagles and the Eagles winning. So it doesn't even matter who wins the game. Your boy got $1,320 off of $20. Well, 40. I hedged it. 20 on each side. I don't know. I gotta restart the phone line. I'm sorry, guys. Here, try now.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
My bad. Tyreek Hill at the end of the 3rd. I just can't do it. This guy's going all old school. Look at this. Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill. He hit his head. George Kittle. he hit his head. He's back in 2019, 2018, he hit his head hard. 2022. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool looking team. I mean, if anything, if they bounce back, it will be intriguing. It's definitely an intriguing team. I think, quite honestly, as much as I'm laughing, I will probably draft a team or two like that. but he's going old school. Bro hit his head. How about this empty chat? Aaron, I don't even know what you're talking about. We've got a pop-in chat. Maybe you're on X. Well, you people on X don't even comment. So get on YouTube where everybody's at. Kind of a strange statement there, Aaron. Okay. Devontae Smith, Hurts, A.J. Brown, J.J. Stacking it up. Jahmyr Gibbs, Lamar Jackson, Terry McLaurin. Doing it live. Travis, you're live. That's right. Aaron.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Travis?
Not much. I'm actually playing catch up because I missed most of the earlier show. Worst show to miss, but so I'm just kind of looking over the ADPs right now.
This keep calm guy, he screwed me on snagging Joe Burrow, who I was gonna grab, but that's okay because someone's gonna fall. It's fine, but I don't know if I like this approach though. He potentially maybe stepped on his momentum there. Okay, I don't mind this at all. Coming up on my next pick here, I'm on the clock. I'm going to go Patty Mahomes. I believe in Patty. I think Patty bounces back in a major way next year. I think a lot of things happen that are going to change for him. Do I take Chuba Hubbard? Or do I go Ted McMillan?
Chuba's got the role again because Brooks is hurt if you need the running back. But.
Do I go Chuba Hubbard? Do I go Amarian Hampton? I kind of like the idea of that, but then you don't know. Laporta's here. I like Laporta. Ted McMillan.
Oh, you got two running backs. Yeah, you can go anyway. Really.
I think I'm going to go. I'm going to believe in Ted McMillan. I'm going to throw Ted McMillan
I like
in there.
him a lot.
I think he's going to be a really, really good player. He needs the right spot, like anybody, really. But let's go Ted. Chuba was a nice pick. I will admit that there'll be some regret no matter what way I go because I want Ted and I want Chuba and I can't have them both. So there'll be some regret, but there would have been regret no matter what side I was on.
You got two running backs to start already, though. Right?
I didn't want to be starving at wide receiver too. So that's kind of why I went with. But Chuba's a nice pick. It's a nice pick for sure. Schottenheimer is going to unleash Rico Dowdle. He could. Look, Dowdle started to really come into his own. The only thing I'd say against this I would say that they may draft somebody of equal stature or better stature. They may. I'm not saying they will. They might. The draft capital of some of these running backs is such a bargain that you almost got to take advantage of it. Okay, hold on. Jamar Chase, Bucky, Kyron, Patrick Mahomes, Ted McMillan. I like the squad. Barkley, T. Higgins, Breece Hall, DK, George Pickens, Bijan, JT, JSN, JMO, Devontae Adams, this fourth slot right here. Gibbs, Lamar, Terry McLaurin, Joe Burrow, Zay Flowers. I think they really stepped on their momentum. I like the Burrow-Lamar thing, but it's going to be hard to win with that one. It's intriguing. I've done it before. I'm not saying I won't try some sort of early double quarterback situation, but I just think there's a lot of momentum you lose there. JJ, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Chris Olave. Some of you are excited about Chris Olave. I'm not. I loved him, but, I move on quick. I adjust and adapt. I don't hang on to old predictions. And
we got to see it. You got to see it from him.
I can't. There's too many good players around that area still. CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, James Cook, Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice is too early. I'm excited about him, but he's coming back from a major injury and might get a 2 to 6 game suspension. But in best ball, $3, $5, $10 entries, who cares? You're taking gambles, small gambles with every entry. It's not like you're putting $100, $200, $500 on the line. This is a $10 entry, so I'm fine with it. I just wouldn't do it over and over and over. This team from the Brian Thomas, Ashton Genty, McBride, JD5 Addison, pretty good. Here's one of them wide receiver guys from the 10 spot that's going to lose this draft. Malik Neighbors, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jalen Waddle. A very nice wide receiver room, like no doubt about it. But what's the rest of his team going to look like? Amon-Ra, Devon Achane, Chase Brown, DJ Moore, and on the clock, he took Hampton, which, he probably wouldn't have made it back to me, so I can't be too disappointed. Then here's the old dog. Who's he taking here? What old dogs is he grabbing here? Darnold? Laporta. That sucks. I didn't think he was going to double tight end us. Damn. Man, his team is either going to all have walkers, Cortland Sutton, or it's going to do well. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, if Chris Olave gets forgotten about, he can easily be a mid-round. No, he's not, though, Sam. He's going around 5. So there's no forgetting Olave. His ADP is cemented right now in the 5th round and getting drafted over and over again. So there's no forgetting him. Maybe in a home league, maybe the redraft ADP will be different. But 5th round, I did not expect him to go that high, to be honest. All right, so I'll tell you what, man, there are some good values on the board right here. There are some really good values. I'm a little ways away from my pick. David Montgomery was one of them, and he's gone. I really would have liked DK Metcalf.
I was just going to say, I like his ADP. Him and Ted McMillan in the 50s.
I wish DK would have left or would have stayed around. That would have been really good. Jonu's interesting. Jonu Smith, like, how do we value him this year? I don't know. I want to say we just rinse and repeat, but tough to know.
If Tyreek leaves too, if Tyreek leaves, him and Waddle really get interesting. Still the risk of Tua getting injured and all that, but.
So James Conner, then it goes Isaiah Pacheco, who I'm not on board this year. Coming up with Pacheco, I'm done. I'm done investing in that. Okay, Sutton a free agent? No, space. Here we go. Calvin Ridley, Shakir, Pacheco. We're 2 picks away. I have a couple players I'm really targeting here. Do I take Kelsey here? I got Mahomes.
I mean, especially in best ball, because you can go, like we did this year with guys like Likely as a late tight end. You can always pick up late tight end. Someone said it'd be a good late tight end.
I think it's good value. It gives me a stack, which I don't necessarily, go too crazy with. I'll go Kelsey. I'm tempted to go Debo here. We're talking round 7, and I think there's a really good chance he gets traded. Look, as much as he failed in 2024, at the end of the year, Debo was playing well. They started to use him a lot. They want to focus him, and Shanahan was featuring him so he could trade him, I believe. So I'm going to take a gamble on my 3rd wide receiver being Debo Samuel in the 7th round. I think the risk is pretty baked in at this point. Just because even if he's sporadic, it's best ball. So my team so far is pretty darn good. It's Mahomes, Bucky, Kyron, Jamar, Ted McMillan, Debo Samuel, Travis Kelce. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that hate Debo this year. And that's good. The further we drive his ADP down, the less risk. What else you got?
I think a couple guys, like a couple big name receivers are definitely changing teams this year. If out of DK, Cup, Debo, Tyreek Hill, at least 2 of them are going to be on a different team, in my opinion. So that's going to factor in too. Depending, if you think one of them ends up on a team that favors them, use the ADP to your advantage. At this time of year.
I think Debo ends up like in Buffalo or Washington and there's a chance that he stays put, but he's getting a lot of miles on the tread on the tires, and it doesn't matter that John Lynch has said we don't get in the habit of trading good players. They said that about 2 other players that they've traded, Not to mention, they said that they're not in the habit of trading good players specifically to Ayuk and Debo last offseason, and then they tried to trade them on draft day. Both of them. We know Debo is older, Tyler. Thank you for letting us know.
If Higgins leaves, do you like Yoshi Voss, or do you think they move to bring someone in that's going to take snaps away from him, and you think he's got a shot to just slide into that?
I think Yoshi,
or close to it.
I think Yoshi will continue to be in that very productive third role no matter what. So,
you think they like him better there than moving him into that second wide receiver type role?
Tyler, what are you talking about? Debo is old. That's my problem, just like DK. DK's not old. What are you talking about?
Yeah, DK's 27.
Looking like number 1 slowly. Who is? How about Worthy? Oh, yeah, Worthy's a boss, bro. Absolute boss. I mean, he's long gone.
I think he's the guy who's 80 could go.
He's long gone.
Too high at some point.
Yeah.
Not for his production, but higher than like.
Right here, I don't think he's gonna last. I don't think he's gonna last to me. I don't know how many people are in this draft. I hate saying it, and then they get snagged. But McMillan, I think McMillan may have just went anyway. Yeah, he just got drafted. That would have been nice. All right, so I think I've got a couple players in mind to grab here that I think are league winners. The question is, am I going a bit too early? I got to look at my next draft selection is going to be 120. So there's a possibility some of these guys, I don't want to go too early on some of them. Quarterbacks available, Love, Herbert. Herbert's a steal, man. He's going in the 106 to 110 territory. Drake May's going at 120. Like, there's a lot of good second quarterbacks you can grab in the later rounds. I think what I'm going to do is like Diggs is interesting. I don't love Diggs, but we're pretty late. Cooper Kupp's an interesting pick. He won't be here for my next pick, so I got to decide if I want to go Kupp here and kind of do what the guy's doing at the end of this draft. I'm doing it a little bit with a few players. I've got Debo, Kelsey, some old dogs. Like, I could go Diggs and Kupp right here. It's kind of interesting. I think I got to go Blake Corum though with one of these picks because he'll be gone. I want to cuff that. So I'm gonna go Blake Corum with one of these picks just because I need to. He won't be there. So I got to decide if I'm gonna go Diggs or Kupp. I kind of have a feeling one or both of them could be in best ball be pretty decent, like just in spots.
I think so.
Which one?
I like Kupp. I'm still wondering where Diggs will land.
Let's go Kupp. For your fourth wide receiver, so it looks like Kupp's going to be in 9-10. Borderline double-digit round pick. Not bad. I don't feel this is kind of I think where we said he'd be. Like if he goes in like 5 or 6, we wouldn't do it. But if he goes in like I think we said 9, 10, 11, 12, we just didn't know. 9's perfect.
And I mean, for all the crap we talk about Diggs, like being on a team and screwing up a locker room or something like that, like he clearly has something left in the tank. We saw that this year. I mean, he might not be the guy he was, but there's something left there. I wonder where he'll end up. But
Smitty, all I'm saying is people said Metcalf is washed. I don't know what people you're talking. I don't care what other people say. No offense, Tyler. I just could care less what someone else says about DK Metcalf. I like DK. I hope he gets traded or gets a situation, a quarterback, Fields, whatever, that can dial it up. So teams so far: Mahomie, Bucky, Kyron, and Corum, Jamar Chase, Ted McMillan, Debo, Cooper Kupp, Kelsey. Like it, man. The frog in boiling water, guys. The line in the sand, the frog in boiling water. No one is saying that Cooper Kupp is this amazing pick. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's the draft. At what point does he become a value? Cooper Kupp in 1? Hell no. 2? Hell no. 3? Hell no. You're a hell no probably all the way through round 7. And then when you get into like the 8, 9, 10, you just got to look at, what player you're getting. What's the alternative? The alternative is another questionable player. Then at what point do you say, okay, I'm going to let go of my hatred for what Cooper Kupp didn't do last year, or Debo Samuel, or Diggs, or whatever, and say my line in the sand is 9th round for Cooper Kupp. He's my 4th option. And in best ball, what if he does have 4 games left, 6 games left of being amazing and then does nothing?
That's the thing, is can he give you 6 games to half a year of production and give you 5 or 6 elite weeks? That's enough from those. As long as you have good picks sprinkled in the end of your round, you get a couple good guys. A guy like that can help a lot.
You put him on Washington, Cooper Kupp, or Diggs. I mean, we are.
Obviously it's a smoke season, but I keep seeing if the Patriots don't draft a guy, wide receiver, first round, they could be going after two of the veteran wide receivers.
Yeah.
They claim they're going to spend money.
And if Kupp gets cut, then he lands on the free agent board. Probably not for very long, but he'll be on the free agent board, and we'll be discussing his. Dang, Caleb just went. I was going to take him.
The Bears.
Yeah, Bears. Smitty, is K9 still there? No, K9 went really a lot of rounds ago.
It's a rough-looking free agent class compared to last year.
All right, I got a couple tricks up my sleeve, ladies and gentlemen. Some tricks are up my sleeve. I feel like these tricks are home runs too. I feel really good about it. Rock out, you're live. Rock out.
Hey, you hear about the trade rumors for Commanders possibly getting?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people running their mouth about what they.
Max Crosby, Garrett Wilson, Debo Samuel.
I mean, but these are people just making up stuff, though.
I'm not
I've heard Crosby for the Patriots too, and
I heard they're going to trade for Jordan.
I mean, any of those guys that could move,
I heard they're going to get LeBron.
Good places. Commanders could definitely be a place for them.
The Commanders will be. Adam Peters is a magician. He will if he gets LeBron, he'll turn him into a tight end. He'll be one of the best in the league. Adam Peters is the man. But yeah, all these are
be crazy if they could get Garrett Wilson.
All right.
But they'll probably want a lot though.
Oh yeah, first plus.
Rico Dowdle was one of the tricks up my sleeve that if he would have fallen, I probably would have taken him here at 10. That is a good value.
But defense, Max Crosby is pretty good.
I still got somebody else that I need right here. Don't take him. Don't take him.
Take him.
Don't do it.
Take him.
Rock out. Yes. He didn't go. I'm going to take him next, though, because I want to lower his ADP as much as I can. Man, there's not a lot of wide receiver value anywhere.
You think Pete Carroll wants to get rid of Max Crosby, though?
No. Okay, so I went Herbert as my backup QB, and here's the
down year, but here's a good team. He'll be good.
Here's the trick up my sleeve. He's the top running back left, so I almost lost him. But Cam Scatterboo.
Yeah, I don't know about the Browns giving up Garrett.
120. Hold on, let's say rock out. 121. Cam Scatterboo. That's great value. Much later than I thought. Honestly, I thought he'd be going in like round 7, 6.
I love him, but I think there's a lot of doubters.
Yeah,
I see a lot of doubters.
I mean, landing spot will move him from 127, which is like one of the steals of the draft, to like maybe 60. You know, so like enjoy while you can. I'll have a video. In fact, let me write it down. Scat. I got to do a video on Scat. I got to do a video on Neighbors ADP. I got to do a video on Kyron. I mean, I already did an ADP video today, but these are just, they need their own video because these are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous ADPs. But Scatterboo is fantastic there. So my team so far, very good squad. Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Bucky, Kyron, Corum, Scatterboo, Jamar Chase, Tet McMillan, Debo Samuel, Cooper Kupp, Travis Kelce. I mean, that's really good. I know there's some ambiguity there, some cloudiness, some old folks, walkers, maybe some, Tempur-Pedic mattresses involved.
Especially where we got them too. But I mean, those two guys there could be, top 5 or 6 QBs fantasy. The right spot with the right guys around them. So, considering you didn't sell out to get either of them.
Yes, Arthur, I might attempt to, no doubt about it. We just got to wait and see. Tyler, let's see if I agree with anything you say. Because lately it's been pretty clockwork that I won't. If Jaden Daniels gets Garrett Wilson will be better than Lamb. As much as I like where you're headed with this, because it's positive. It's about my boy JD5. You're talking nice about my son. Still, the answer is no. But this isn't as bad. This is not. Yeah, this is not crazy.
That is not that bad.
This is not a crazy take, but it's certainly
not the worst.
Not the worst take you've ever had, Tyler. This is much improved. Much improved. Tyler, very, very proud of you.
Let's get him there.
Yeah, buddy. You're cleaning it up really well.
Yeah. Lay the top 5 guys.
Don't regress. Is JT gone? No, Aaron. JT's still on the board around 12.
Sure. Why not?
like that every once in a while in that home league, if anybody even has a home league draft anymore, you're like in the 4th round and someone's like, I'll take Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua.
They have to be like super drunk or something.
It's good stuff, Aaron. Okay. Let's see. Penix Jr., nice pick. I would have been nice. Let's go see that wide receiver heavy team. What was it up here? Number 10. 10 spot. So Neighbors, London, Garrett Wilson, MHJ, Waddle, Kenneth Walker, Judkins, Pollard, Kyler, Spears. It's okay. I just don't think that's winning. Doesn't mean it's not a good team. Recovered fairly well. But I just think what I would say if I was judging this team, and this is the type of person too, by the way, someone that takes 5 straight wide receivers, they know everything. They don't want to consume the content. They'd be in here critical. They're like, according to my calculations, the best ball geometry carry over the flux capacitor data. 100%. This person would be. They don't listen to anybody, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm just saying that's the type of person it is. If I was to give this person any advice, I would say, look, as much as I love MHJ, and I do, and as much as Jalen Waddle has appeal and upside, especially with Tyreek Hill maybe on the way out, maybe not. He wants to leave, but will he get traded? The MHJ and Jalen Waddle are not a necessity. I understand the desire to dominate the wide receivers. So you got Neighbors, you got London, you got Garrett Wilson. But MHJ and Jalen Waddle, you can replace those with other players, down here like McMillan much later, and then beef up the RB room just a little bit, or a quarterback, whatever. That would just be my advice on that. But he would not take it. I can guarantee that. He'd be like, no, I'm a wide receiver. Wide receiver's the ticket, Smitty. It looked like it was the 4th round, whatever. Aaron, JT wouldn't be available in the 4th round either, though. not helping your case, but we still appreciate Aaron in the chat.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Still, is JT available in round 4 still a better take on average than most of Tyler's takes? But Tyler may have turned over a new leaf, though, unlike Dalton Kincaid, who just dropped the ball. Okay, I think I'm probably going to look at the wide receivers, try and find myself some sort of, oh my God, am I an idiot? Don't answer that. For not looking for this earlier. How's Travis Hunter still available? How did I not know he was available? And I just snagged him.
Wow.
So, that's weird, bro.
Wow. What's his ADP? Can you say?
Right there. It was below that. His ADP is.
Real.
Let me see. Wow, that is wild. Travis Hunter, his ADP is 154, and I got him at 140, 144. So, but that's the thing. I didn't see him there. You're telling me Ted McMillan up in the 5th round? That's what he costs. I didn't take him early. That's what he costs. I can get Ted McMillan and Travis Hunter in round 12. What's going on back there? I'm hang gliding. I'm dead. What are we doing?
That's one to take advantage of for sure. While it's still there.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you. Aaron to Jupiter.
To Jupiter.
Don't worry about it. Man, Hunter shouldn't be there at 144. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so does that mean Ibuka and Luther Burden and those guys are still available?
No, they're gone. No, they're gone. People don't believe in They think he's going to be a D-back. They don't think he's going to play wide receiver. So I think is what's kind of driving the fall. But let me review my team. My team, I feel really good about this team. I know it's early, but this feels like a winner. Mahomes, Herbert, Bucky, Kyron. I've got Bucky cuffed to Rashad White. I've got Kyron cuffed to Blake Corum. I've got Scattaboo.
Love that.
Jamar Chase, Ted McMillan, Debo, Cooper Kupp, Travis Hunter, Kelsey. I like it. I'm feeling really good about it.
I get a lot of people saying to me, oh, never cuff in best ball. And I just don't get that because it allows you to build out the rest of your roster so much more efficiently.
To explain both sides for anybody that has curiosity around that debate is okay, so the thinking is for the anti-cuff person is that you're saying, hey, instead of Corum, okay, who may not get any work, and if you think Corum may not get any work, you could have drafted, let's say, a Bucky last year when nobody thought Bucky was going to do anything in there
Right.
early. And this would have been a home run non-move, right, to not take Corum and take Bucky. So you get an extra shot at having something great, whereas if you've got Kyron, you can't have them both going off, so you need Kyron to be eliminated in order for this to have any value. So you'd rather have no Corum and have just Kyron, and if Kyron doesn't get hurt, and he didn't, and Corum was worthless all year, look how that worked out. Kyron and Bucky crushed Blake Corum and Kyron. However,
Right.
that's if you land a Bucky with that pick. You could still get Bucky with another pick. Doesn't have to be that draft slot. The thinking with Kyron and Corum is that if you go Kyron Corum and you believe that this running back, no matter what, is going to be a top 5 to 10 running back every single week, then you're basically locking in your running back 1, and you still take all the shots at the Buckies and all that. Maybe you're foregoing a wide receiver 5 or wide receiver, whatever, or you like a tight end like Jonu, and you're not going to go after a bigger name tight end like Njoku, like if we're using last year's value. It all really just depends on who's available. If you see a Bucky type player, you take a Bucky. My rule has always been this: as much as we shoved this cuff board down people's throats over and over and over, as much as we talked about it, and Sharps ended up helping people win leagues, Garendo and at the time Mason helped people win leagues. It was a great, and it'll be continued. We'll continue this on. I'll rework it for 2025 here shortly. My stance has always been this: you never take a cuff over a potential elite player in your mind. So if you believe
Right.
Bucky to be out there, then you're not taking Corum yet, But when you get to a point where you're like, I'm taking Shakir's and I like Isaiah Likely. He's kind of a nice little tight end grab, by the way, or Evan Ingram or whatever, and you like Jonu Smith or whatever, then that's where you need to go for the cuff situation. And it also allows you to ignore running back 2 a lot longer if you've secured one of the running backs no matter what. So you could literally go 0 RB for a while if you wanted. There's two ways.
Especially in the drafts that have like 20 rounds.
Yeah, there's just 2 ways to think about it. I think people act like there's one way to think about it. There's definitely, people are so weird. This is gonna be, it's a little early. I'm gonna time out though. I'm just gonna take him for some upside. People might not like this pick, but I took Shedeur Sanders. I usually like to have 3 quarterbacks in best ball. I don't care what anybody says. I love it. I'm gonna go Shedeur, rushing upside. I was gonna time out anyway. Do you like Jalen Wright? I like Ray Davis a little bit here.
Ray Davis, a little more of a cuff. Wright, probably a little more chance to get a lot of work.
I have a
I don't know what most will be.
weird feeling that Ray Davis is going to be really relevant next year. I'm going to go Ray. Shedeur and Ray. There's not a lot left that's secure and like really solid. It got really thin pretty quickly. You know who's interesting that's still available and he's way down there? He's like, my next pick, I'm going to be taking him 10, 11 picks early. Is Kareem Hunt still there? But I don't know.
It's hard to know. Like you said with KC.
How many teams are in this? 4? I don't know. This 12 spot, he went McCaffrey, Henry, Tyreek, Kittle, Laporta, Sutton, Bo, Darnell Mooney, Brock Purdy. I mean, it's intriguing, but it is an old folks home community. This 2 spot, Barkley, T, Brees Hall, DK. Love the 4. And even Pickens is okay there. Jaden Reed is okay there. Caleb Johnson's there. It's good there. Jordan Love late. Yeah, it's a good team. Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, JSN. I love JSN. I don't know if I love third round value or 28 or was it 27 overall value. It's maybe okay. I don't know if I love it. I guess I'm just wishing for more. Like to get him a steal. Somebody ripped on me for having JMO at the end of my 4th round mock. He's going in the 4th round. I think I predict, like I did the ADP show the other day without even knowing where any ADPs were going to go. I think we did pretty good. This is my take on ADP mixed with who I really wanted. I took a couple guys early. Like I took Bucky Irving early, and I told everyone. And Kyron Williams, I said, was going to go later, but that's where in Breece Hall. And as we went through this mock draft, so you can go watch it, when we get to these earlier picks like this, I'm just saying use ADP to your advantage on Kyron, use ADP to your advantage on Bucky, use ADP to your advantage on Breece Hall, and they are later. It's fantastic. And JSN I did put in round 3. I just don't know if I could pull the trigger in a real draft right now. I like him. I love JSN. I just don't know yet. I don't know.
I guess I'm not surprised by it, but Christian McCaffrey at 12 is just really high.
Yeah, that I didn't. Where did I put McCaffrey in my draft? Did I take him out?
Like round 3.
Bro, I took him out of the top 4 rounds. He was in the 4th round, but I took him out because I wanted to make room for somebody. I think. Wait.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Is he here? Oh, he is there. I'm sorry. He's 4.5. He's right here. Right here. 4.5. But look at my Scatterboo. Scatterboo at 4.12. You can get him around double-digit rounds right now. I mean, this is predictive. Like, Scatterboo in a good landing spot, I believe, is going to climb into the 50s, maybe 60s. So get ready. So that's why I've got a scat video coming. You were tossing around, taking CMC out. Yeah, that's right. I didn't take him out. I moved him. That's correct.
I'm definitely interested to see how the narrative changes on Scatterboo, because everywhere I look, people talk crap about him and hate him, and I don't get it.
Mark,
I don't know if it's because there's so many other running backs.
Yep. Mark my words.
Crazy.
Mark my words. Scatterboo, who I got, where did I get him? I got him at 121 in the 11th round. He will climb all the way up to this Travis Kelce, Ted McMillan territory in the 5th, 6th round.
It's good.
Easy. As soon as he has the land.
Another one, like, I really like Zay Flowers, but I don't like him better than Jameson Williams. He's one above Jameson Williams.
Is this a crafty move? This again goes toward the, can I find another gem and take a second shot versus handcuff and Yoshi Voss is there. I'm going to take Yoshi Voss. He was one of the top wide receivers available. How many rounds are left? I got 4 picks left. Okay. So I could go Kareem Hunt. No, thank you. Man, this is tough. I guess I'm going to time out. Jordan Mason. Shit. Okay. I mean, hey.
It'll be bad, right?
We don't know. His injury is not bad. He had an ankle injury. It wasn't a break. He was.
Him.
People forget that. I think that the IR, going on IR, influenced people. He had a mild sprained ankle, and Shanahan put him on IR so that his value wouldn't go up. Because if he went out and had a good game or two at the end of the year, he's a restricted free agent, not an unrestricted. And he might get claimed by a team and they put a higher offer in. So Shanahan put him on IR for just a mild sprained ankle, and everyone thinks he's like greatly injured, coming back from like surgery or he's not. Like, people are.
Yeah, I mean, and with the way
he's in the hospital.
CMC is, and Guerrero got banged up a ton, so late round pick, he can get carries.
Is Guerrero still available? Let's see here. Wow, Guerrero went ahead of Mason? That's kind of weird.
I could see that.
I mean, I might have two of the KC backs anyway, and Mason and Scattaboo, because I know they're going to screw us on Scattaboo. The Niners are going to absolutely screw us. They're going to be like, hey, let's just take Christian McCaffrey's son.
Yeah.
Plays like him.
They're definitely drafting someone. They're definitely will.
Yeah, they're going to be like, this is the type of running back that Shanahan gravitates toward.
Yep.
You know, people joke about it a lot, but it's the truth. All right, we got, I think we're good at RB. My team is as follows. Love the team. Absolutely love it. Mahomes, Shadeur, Justin Herbert, Bucky, Kyron, Corum, Scattaboo, White, Ray Davis, Jordan Mason. I got to stop drafting running backs. Okay, so I'm done there at RB. I need to look and comb through the wide receivers. Naylor's interesting. Pop Douglas is there. Westbrook Akine is interesting. Dami Brown is interesting. No doubt about it. Watson, not going near Christian Watson. No, thank you. Calvin Austin, I like him, but I just don't think they're going to add a receiver. Tank Dell, not going to be ready, unfortunately. That'll be a tough road back for him, unfortunately, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Zacchaeus, okay, he's an interesting player. Jermaine Burton, because I got Yoshi Voss. That could be intriguing. Maybe I do that.
Yep. Yep.
Because I'm cuffing, but also protecting. Like it's not just a cuff; it's like a free agency prediction. You know, like if Higgins goes, I'm locking in one of them. It's not even a cuff. I'm just securing two options to make sure that I have the breakout second wide receiver in Cincy. So I'm going to definitely take him with one of those picks. I need a backup tight end. It looks like Ben Sinnott is an intriguing late round grab, guys.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
The rookies went right. Warren, the tight end, he's gone.
Luke isn't. I think Warren did go. I like the Noah Gray move.
It's not bad with Kelsey, for sure. I mean, he had a handful of games this year, even as is, where he would have.
Strange is available. Gesicki, Okonkwo. Rock out. What you got? What do you hear? What do you say?
Yeah, with the Denver backfield, if they don't pick someone in the first and second round, would you worry about that running back?
And where? Where?
Left.
Where?
Denver.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, no way. I don't. Unless they take a stud, I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nothing to do with it. Estime can kick rocks. Javonte can kick rocks. No offense.
Yep.
But I'm just not touching it.
I don't even want to deal with it, you know.
Yeah, not going. Jonnu Smith. What about Jonnu Smith? Tyler, what about him? What about him? What about him in the 18th round? Thanks, Zach. Noah Gray. Shouldn't have said anything. Okay. Well, I got to go for my cue because I'm going to time out. I'm going to go Burton because I got Yoshi Voss. And if Higgins goes elsewhere, I'm going to be very solid. And I would have went Gray. Probably go. I'll just go Westbrook Akine. I mean, there's a chance he doesn't do anything, but like, there's a lot of talent there. You know, to grab a guy in the 19th round and expect some production is good. Like you can't. Some of these guys, like we're grabbing like Noah Brown, Gabe Davis. These are top wide receivers available. Jalen Tolbert, Ray McLeod. Tez Johnson, Joshua Palmer. Like at least Westbrook Akine has a string of great production. It's not bad in
North of the end zone. Yeah. Those other guys are just crapshoot guys. Like nothing.
Yeah, not bad in that territory. All right, one more pick. Yep, Aaron.
Yeah, more picks.
I win Akine. Aaron is definitely the best, I think, player there. I mean, he vanished a little bit, but I mean, there's talent. There's no doubt about it. You don't pull in how many games in a row did Westbrook Akine? He's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it. He won't even let me ask the question. Westbrook Akine, he's gonna be like, your mama's what? I mean, he had 9 touchdowns. Crazy. And the year prior, 3, year prior 4. I mean, he scores. He's a good player to have.
Do you think Tennessee? I know everyone assumes they were talking about Travis Hunter, but could they have been talking about Abdul Carter in terms of like generational talent? They're not going to pass up.
I don't know what's going to happen, bro, to be honest. I think a lot of posturing happens now. And when people say things like, oh, Travis Hunter, we're not going to pass on a generational talent like Travis Hunter. You're not going to tell anybody that. Like, why would, let's say I was going to take Travis Hunter, the last thing in the world I would do is tell somebody, why? Because now everyone would know that you don't want a quarterback. So you lose some trade value. You're never going to truly tell someone what you want. When you're in the middle of a trade negotiation, does anybody say, what they really like? Oh, I really don't want to get rid. I really want to get rid of this guy because I don't think he'll be as good next. You're not going to say that. And do you say something like, "Hey, I want to get so and so off your roster. I really think he's going to have a big year this year." Everyone's going to play a different hand, And sometimes you lose doing that, but there's nothing concrete about we're taking Travis Hunter. They could. But it's posturing. I think Tennessee has a lot of work. They either go quarterback or they trade down.
Yeah.
And if they don't, they're not thinking clearly. I think Travis Hunter is one of the best picks in the draft, though. I do believe that, but I don't believe that the Tennessee Titans are going to pass on a shot at a generational quarterback. I'm not saying that Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders is generational. They could be in the right coaching environment. I don't think it's Tennessee, though. They go to Tennessee, I'm not really on board. Maybe Cam Ward. I think Shedeur needs more cultivating. He could be better than Cam in the right hands, like if he goes to Dable in New York or Shane Steichen in Indy and they get rid of AR5 and trade him away for Garrett Wilson. Talked about that earlier. Like, just me cooking up stuff. No rumors, and me just making shit up. You're Shane Steichen, you're doubt. You benched AR5. You benched him in the middle of his what's a continuation of his rookie year. You clearly doubt him. So you trade him for Garrett Wilson. You get you send AR5 and Pittman over to New York. You send whatever draft capital you want to include in this to make it fair. You send AR5 over to New York with Pittman, and then you send Garrett Wilson over to Indy, and then you're moving up to get one of those quarterbacks. Or you bring in Justin Fields. But Cam Ward has a little bit more, I think, standalone value if they're both going to cloudy situations. But I believe Shedeur, if cultivated, could be better. But tough to say. But Tennessee would be, my point is, Tennessee would be dumb to not take one of those quarterbacks. Because you're not in that position all the time. You're sitting there at the 1 pick. You don't always get the 1 pick, even if you're the worst team. So, what are you going to do? You going to really pass on getting a quarterback? You believe in mayonnaise Levis?
That's the thing. I don't see how you can. Like you said, you have the chance, so take it.
Mm-hmm. I really like Ben Sinnott. I just don't know if they're going to use him yet. This is my second tight end. This could be where I screw the whole thing up.
I know. It is hard to say because Ertz said he's not retiring, so they could move on from him, but if you get him back at a cheap price, why wouldn't you bring Ertz back at least?
So pretty close.
I feel like I like Sinnott a lot. I hope they do.
Pretty close projections. That was a good draft. I'm excited drafts are back, man. Damn. I've missed it. I have absolutely missed drafting. And I wasn't really sure. Let me send this to myself and then I can put it up on the screen here. I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel because I think you can get drafted out really quickly, but I missed it. I mean, you get rejuvenated pretty quickly, and I'm so glad drafts are back. And the more so, the reason I'm excited is because there's so much advantage to be had right now. The neighbors at the 1-2 turn, the 12, 13, 14 overall turn, the Lamb at 7, 8, 9, the Kyron and Breece Hall and Bucky all in round 3. Those are almost stupid values. This is stupid value. Kyron, Bucky, and Breece Hall in round 3. What in the hell's going on? That's just near stupidity. And I'm here for it. And I'm here to scoop it up. What else you got, Rock Out? Anything else? Rock Out.
Yeah, thinking about with Jordan Love next year.
I'm pretty disappointed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I feel like if he had some big weapons, I mean, it can't be better losing Christian Watson unless they bring in somebody. I don't hate him. I think he's a good player. I think he's got good upside. Does he kind of remind me of C.J. Stroud right now? Kind of. You know, like a good player. Still a franchise quarterback. I'm not suggesting he's not.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm, like, amped up about him for this coming season. So here's the squad right here. It's a really good team. Patrick Mahomes, Herbert, Shador, Bucky, Kyron, Corum, Scattaboo, Rashad White, Ray Davis, Jordan Mason, Jamar Chase, Ted McMillan, Debo Samuel, Cooper Kupp, Travis Hunter, Yoshi Voss with Burton, Nick Westbrook Akine, and Travis Kelce with Ben Sinnott below that. I like it.
Not too bad.
No, my only regret is not getting Noah Gray, and not having another tight end. I would have probably been better off not taking an extra running back. I was timing out, and so I had like 2 seconds left, and I saw Jordan Mason, and I just swiped it. So I would have went a different position, but then I could add 3 tight ends, which I prefer because you really don't want to get, like, if Kelce gets injured and Sinnott's not going to be used until like week 10 or ever, I'm screwed at that position all year long. So, but you know, sometimes you're risking the biscuit like that. You're going, okay, I'm gonna go all in on Mahomes and Kelce, and then have more ability to trip up other places. So it's a give and a take. Doesn't mean I totally regret it, but because now I got Mason. Maybe Mason wins the league, you know, or wins the contest. So a pretty good team. I like it. I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's good squad. I mean, Kyron, Bucky with Mahomes and Jamar Chase and Kelce, I think it's a lot of value. You better hope the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl, LOL. Why do I hope that? I'll be honest with you, I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. I mean, I care. I love my people. I love all you. But I'm just saying, like, if the hater is gonna get mad because I'm rooting for Mahomie. I'm rooting for Mahomie. I'm rooting for Mahomie to win 3 straight. I'm enjoying all of the crying and complaining, the anti-Chief rhetoric. I am. With a smile on my face, I'm enjoying it. I get that there's some favoritism. I'm not denying that. We did a whole show on it. But man, are people just out of their minds against the Chiefs no matter what? It's like politics. People are just completely set in their way without any sort of logic or reason. And they tell you it's clearly a first down. Okay, show me. Well, the ball's clearly on the other side of his body. And okay, but it's got to be 100% to be overturned. So show me the ball. Oh, but you assume where the ball is, and the ball's across the line. Okay, that's not a good example. It's a very arguable call. Okay, that catch, the worthy catch, the ground can't cause the fumble. Like you can argue that's a catch. You can 100% argue that that's a catch. You can 100% argue that it's not a catch. It's a very debatable thing. Okay, well, the play before on Kincaid, like it's just nonstop. Okay, what are you going to go to next? Was it the first down, the Josh Allen 1-yard plunge on 4th down? Was it the worthy, or does it got to be something else because it's not fitting the narrative?
Yeah, I think that's the issue though, is that it's all of them every time goes to the Chiefs. It's like, and then I swear I saw something. They had like 1 penalty called on them in the last 7 playoff games or something insane.
But
like it's just gone way over the top.
True. But that doesn't have anything to do with these specific cases right here, though. That's the part that's funny to me. It's like you want to argue a general theme about they shouldn't have had 15 wins, like whatever. Yeah, sure. Like let's hear like the case and I did a whole show talking about the referees need to have oversight. You can't have favoritism. You got to crack down on that. There should be a penalty for a ref missing a call or calling the wrong call. 100% agree with all that. But for people to cry and complain about the Chiefs winning when the Bills lost the game. The Chiefs didn't win the game, per se. The Bills lost it in many senses. The Bills could have won that game 100 different ways. They didn't. They decided to run the tush push, which they don't know how to run, clearly. And they did it the same way over and over the left tackle constantly. It was telegraphed. Everybody knew what was going down. There was 100 different ways to lose that game, and they picked every single one of them. It's just, I get it. I understand the complaining. I do, but people are, like Zachary, you're not wrong here. This is where we agree, and I believe that the league should have oversight over the referees to keep things more fair. 50-50 calls a lot of times do go to the Chiefs. But LeBron always gets calls. Jordan always got calls. I'm not saying that was right either, but this is not unusual. It's not unusual for the greatest player in the game. And if you think Mahomes is not the greatest player at the position, you're blind. You're blinded. Not you, Travis, or Rock Out. I'm just speaking in general. If people that say Mahomes is overrated, he's not. You're blinded. He'll knife up any defense. This guy is on his way to being. He's on the path of chasing Tom Brady. No one's saying he's past him yet, but when he has a three-peat, he will have a different argument that Tom Brady can't even make, and then he starts closing the gap, and he's a lot younger. But it's just this wild narrative of hating Mahomes, and again, if you bet Mahomes, if any hater out there is like just itching in their skin, right, they're just absolutely hating this conversation. If you ran into Mahomes, you would have a tough time. He would probably be the nicest guy to you. Like, this is not a bad guy. Everybody acts like he's a bad guy.
It's the same. It was the same thing when the Patriots were winning, and I mean, any team, if you're winning a lot, people are going to hate you for that reason. And so, like, I don't say much because I experienced it from that side, being a Patriots fan. So, like I'll say in general, I think the Chiefs are getting too many calls, but you're not going to catch me saying I think it's rigged or scripted or anything like that. you're not going to catch me hating on Mahomes either. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
he's the best quarterback in the NFL. And,
People need
people
to do
argue numbers and stuff like that, but he had no one all year long. You know, just like Brady some years. He was throwing to nobody.
Mahomes lost for Rasheed Rice. He lost to Hollywood Brown. He lost to Isaiah Pacheco. It is just wild to me. And people, instead of crying about it, do something about it. If you're the Buffalo Bills, instead of crying about it, and they're not necessarily crying. I'm not saying Josh Allen's crying. Josh Allen's taking it like a man. And I go to bat for Josh Allen. He's one of my favorite mother freaking players. And I'm a Bills fan. I'm rooting for the Bills to win that game. I'm rooting for Josh Allen. This is how objective I can be, because I wanted Josh Allen to win that game. But I don't let that cloud my judgment whatsoever. And so that's why it's fun for me. And it gets tiresome to argue the same point with 5,000 different people. That's why I don't respond to every comment about it or anything. But it's like, that's why it's fun to me to watch somebody be out of their mind bias on something. Like, oh, it was a first down clear. Like on my Instagram post, I put the line on the screen. A lot of people copied my post. I put the line on my screen. This post has 1.8 million views on Instagram. I think it might have gone up from there. Let me see what it has. It has oh, I'm sorry. No, this one has 382,000 views on Instagram. The other one, this this one where I said loophole unlocked, and then it shows the picture of Biden looking over, and it's like if the other team continues to encroach, the referee may call a touchdown for the other team, and then I have that picture of Biden look back and he smiles, and it says Patrick Mahomes. That one has these are my 1.9 million views on Instagram right now. But the other one, the Josh Allen fourth down play, that one has 376,000 views, 10K poll votes, 10,000 votes on the poll on Instagram. Let me send this to the screen and show you what the people are saying in general. Not afraid to be scrutinized in a comment, just giving their honest take. And you'll be surprised at how many people maybe view this thing in a way that people are scared. They get ridiculed over it because it's such a high pressure thing. You got to hate the Chiefs. You got to talk bad about everything. Here's the poll. It was a first down, 52%. It was not a first down, 30%. And too close to truly no, 18%. And that's the point of why I even put it up, is it is too close to call. You've got almost a 50% of the people want it to be a first down because they either A, hate the Chiefs or they genuinely think it was a first down. But the weird part is, in this post, people literally say in there, "You just proved our point. You can see it cross the line. Like, thank you for posting this. It's clear as day." And in the caption, I say, "The anti-Chief takes are blind. It is close, yes, but acting like it's clear cut is hilarious. It is an arguable thing to the core." And everyone's like, "Oh, you just proved my point. You can see the ball cross the line." You cannot see the ball cross the line. You can see the ball, and then the ball vanishes, and then you have to project where the ball is. And you don't know if it's moving or not. You can say, "Oh, I probably wouldn't move," but you have zero proof that the ball crossed the line. That is the point. You can see it, and then it goes away, and you can't see the ball cross the line. You can't. And when you got to overturn it, you have to have 100% indisputable evidence, not projected science behind where the ball probably is. You can't do that. But people will say, "Oh, blah, 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 blah."
I think that's the bigger argument would be, why did they call it on the field as it didn't cross the line? Why didn't they call it as it did? Because whatever they called it on the field, it was going to stay that way. Because like you said, there's not enough evidence to overturn it.
Yeah, if it was the other way,
I think people are arguing from the wrong way.
Yeah, but then they go in and they say things like, "Okay, well, let me let go of that argument since I can't win that one," which they can't. And neither could it wasn't a first down stance. It's just they couldn't overturn it. They couldn't overturn it because to overturn it, you have to have indisputable evidence, and there was none. If you think there was, dial into the phone line.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Because you're going to be shut down, unfortunately, because there was no indisputable evidence. Only a very high likelihood that the ball touched the line, didn't cross the line. It probably butted right up against it. But even then, the measurement on the field and the line that I'm putting there is not exact science, because you got to go down to the actual point of the pylon and everything. And it's sometimes off by like this much. The guy will just stick the thing down in the ground like 2 inches away from where it's supposed to be. Like, everyone needs to understand, this is not something that you can eyeball at all. And in this situation, with all the camera shots and everything, they had a top view, side view, other view. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's a corrupt situation. They should have had more camera angles. They had camera angles all over. We showed them all. There was a top level. There's everything. You just can't see the ball cross the line. And you can't overturn something unless you have indisputable evidence. And if you think you can argue the indisputable evidence, my phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Yeah, and to make a long story short, like we talked about the other night, the referees need some type of, system where they're a little more accountable, rating system, whatever. And the NFL really needs to look into, having a chip in the ball, or, some technology to tell when it hits the first down mark.
I've been saying that. The pylon. Yeah, I've been saying that for 48 straight hours. The geo-tracking in the ball. Why is it not in it? Why are they not? Why isn't there a heat map? I was saying this for the last maybe 60 hours. Why isn't there a heat map up on the stadium where you can put the fans at ease and show and just make it look like a heat map? You see that ball, red, the line, green line, and then if it crosses over, it does something animated. But like, it's so easy. It's so easy to do, and the NFL doesn't do it. I don't know why.
And anyone who wants to argue, oh well, technology can't be exact. It doesn't matter, because that would give a definitive ruling. It would say, this is where the ball was. That's what you go off of. Human element gets taken out of it, and people will go with that. The crowd will go with that, like you said, and it won't be an argument.
Mark my words.
One way or another.
The referees will be off the field. A-Rod says, nah, he's short, but even you can't say that definitively. That's the whole point I'm making, is there's no way to know. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. You can't see the ball. So, A-Rod, it's not that he was short. It's that you can't prove that he hit the line. That's what it is. And all the crying and complaining and anti-Chief slander is misplaced and just aggression. Just absolute aggression. But yeah, if they put geo-tracking of the ball inside the ball, it'd be so much easier, and I believe there won't be a single referee on the field in like maybe 5 to 7 years, because they'll be in the way, and everything that you can do will be automated and AI controlled and instantaneously calculated. There will be no, we got to wait for the official. And I know people think that ruins the integrity of the game and the history of the game, but things evolve. And the more money that's involved, not at the cost of the game, but what I said last night is now you have millions of dollars, not just at stake on the outcome of the game, but with all of the hires and lowers and different things, the prop bets and everything, you have maybe millions of dollars on the line on every play. And when that ends up happening, you have to step up your responsibility for accuracy as an NFL and not worry about the integrity and history of the game, because now it's a whole different thing. When millions of dollars are on the line for every single play, you can't screw around and find out. All right, boys, I think I'm out of here. Appreciate you both. Anything else?
Yep. I was going to ask if you can look quick. If not, you can do it next time. Where did guys like A.D. Mitchell, Xavier Legette, like some of these receivers that didn't quite pop this year, but we liked last year, where did those guys go? Where were they going? like way down, right? Probably, right?
Yeah. 80 Mitchell, you said?
Yeah, he was the main one I was curious about.
And I do like him. I think he's got some intrigue for sure. I think his problem is his quarterback is not really suited to make him consistent. So if they did move on, then he'd be really intriguing. He's right one spot below Yoshi Voss, 183.
Okay.
And Hollywood Brown's at 192. Whittington's interesting too, guys. Jordan Whittington, you never know how he develops. 200 overall. Naylor's really good at 219. Westbrook Akine's right there with him. Dami Brown's right below those guys. Leggett, I imagine he's a lot further down than this. Maybe not. I think I'm too low now. Let me go find him. I just feel like he didn't take a big step forward like he should have. He had a lot of opportunity, too. I feel like he punted it.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, he's high. Or not high, but 119?
Wow. I would have thought he'd be lower, yeah.
Marvin Mims is interesting, 113.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Rock out anything?
Yep. Later, Rock out. See you, Smitty. Bye.
Rock out anything else? Later, Travis. Thank you. Rock out? I think he's asleep. All right, Rock out. Appreciate you, bro. I think he might have passed out. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Thanks for drafting with me. Do not forget to get ready for the next draft session. 50% match on your first deposit all the way up to $1,000 using code Smitty or the link that's in the live chat pinned, Underdog, or the link that's in the description of the video. So be sure to be ready for the next draft, which will probably be like tomorrow night, I assume. Rock out. What's up? Final thoughts before I hang up, bro?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the Ohio State wide receiver?
You talking about Smith? Talking about Smith?
You said what?
You talking about Smith?
No, the other one that's in the draft.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I think. Let me pull up where I have them ranked. Hold on. While I pull that up, John, you're live. Make it as quick as you can.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for doing the whole Underdog thing. I actually got started on it last year because of you, and I finally checked it, and I had a whole bunch of winnings, some quarterfinal, this final, that final, and I ended up making a lot of money because of you. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Attaboy.
Have a great night. Missed the show. Watched the previous show. You said you were live. Checked it. You're live. Started an hour ago. So thank you for all you do. You're the only one that has the phone. That's why everybody keeps coming back, including myself. So
that's the only one. That's wait. What am I? Chopped liver? My phone line is the reason you're coming back, John? No, I'm just kidding. All right, John. Appreciate you, bro. I'm just messing with you. Johnny hung up. John.
Oh no. Go back.
He's like, you have a phone line. That's why everybody comes back. Egbuka is ranked. God, where do I have him? I was looking for John. You can call back again if you have another quick question, and I appreciate you, John. I didn't mean to run you off, my guy. Rookie rankings. Let me just see where I've got him. I mean, I think it's like landing spot dependent. I like him quite a bit, but if he doesn't go to a great spot, I'm not going to be. If he just didn't have a phone line, I wouldn't even be here. What are you doing? What are you doing there, Smitty? Phone lines are down. Okay, I'm sure now. Not going to watch the rest of this show. I got him right. I got him right there at 4 or 5. Okay. You know, you got Bond, you got Trey Harris, you got Xavier. They're all really close. I think Egbuka's probably like, I would say 4. Tied for 4th. He's below Luther Burden. He's obviously below Travis Hunter and Ted McMillan. But I think he's interesting. But where I rank him, do I think he could be like a top 35 wide receiver as a rookie? He'd have to be in the most ideal spot. You know, even top 40 wide receiver. All right, Rock.
If he went to Washington.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would be the definition of a good spot. All right, Rock out. I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Later.
Cool.
All right, John, you got one last chance to call in if you still wanted to ask a question. I didn't mean to drive you off the phone line. All right. Peace out. See you tomorrow. I'll be live. Oh, here's John. I was just messing with you, by the way, John. But, John, do you have any question before I leave? Appreciate the comments.
No, I was being legitimate, like, about check your underdog accounts. I don't know if it takes a decent amount of time to, like, put the money in, but there was a whole bunch of money in my account today, so I'm happy as can be. And as far as the question goes, like, do you think people are going to start asking whether or not Jerry should sell the team because of how poorly his management decisions have been regarding coaching and whatnot? And where's the least likelihood spot you want Mecca to land at?
I don't think Jerry is going to ever sell the team, bro. There's just no chance that he's going to sell the team. He even said that his dream was to have something that him and his kids could do together, and there's zero chance that Jerry sells the team. When he passes, maybe something happens, who knows, but probably not. Probably nothing is going to change. Dallas Cowboys aren't going anywhere. And he's not going to retire. He didn't care what anybody thinks. You tell him he's not made for the job, he just come at you with vengeance. There's nothing is going to drive him away. And in the other own, there's nothing that can happen either. No one can bump him out or force him to sell. It's not going to happen. Not Jerry. Jerry's wild to us, but he's not wild to the other owners. They don't look at him like a Snyder or something. So it's not going to happen. As far as where I want Mecca to go, I'd probably say Ibuka to maybe. Let me pull up the teams. Again, he's got to go to a great spot, like a really, really good spot. I would say. I don't even know if I want to say Buffalo because of what happened with Keon Coleman, but it'd be intriguing, I guess. But you just don't know what's going to happen. Baltimore, they don't create top 25 wide receivers. It's just a fact. Houston Texans, Tank Dell's out for a significant amount of time, but then what happens when he comes back? And it's a thought, but I don't know. Bengals, if they let T. Higgins go, could they take him? Yeah, but then they got Yoshivas and Burton. Who knows what that looks like? KC, no. Raiders, maybe. But, who's the quarterback? Is it Fields? Then I like it. But if it's, Russell Wilson comes back to reunite with Pete Carroll or something weird like that, then I don't know. New England as the star wide receiver, that could be interesting for sure. I think we mentioned that already. Tennessee, no. Chargers, I don't really like that. Lads got control of a lot of that volume. And on the NFC, Washington could be intriguing. And if he goes to Washington, you know what changes though for me? That cements in that he's going to be a stud, because Adam Peters, I feel like I know more. I wouldn't. This sounds arrogant, but I wouldn't do what I do if I didn't think I could do it better than anybody. Do I always hit? No. Do I miss a lot? If I had bad years, not just bad predictions, but bad years, sure. I don't think it's all bad, or people wouldn't come back. But if I had years that last year was a smash. Anybody that comes in and says, "Oh, Smitty, you missed out," I don't even care. No one can come in and take away what we accomplished last year. We crushed it. You could say any hater, negative commenter could come in. They'll get shut down in a minute because we crushed it. We had so many breakouts. We crushed it. But there have been years where I've been extremely disappointed in myself. I've had injuries strike, the Breece Hall and Javonte Williams ACL tear year. And then the Jets with that, just everything collapsed on me in terms of a couple of these predictions. I was bummed on that. We had a lot of big predictions as well go through, but things like that happen. But again, sorry, not to sound arrogant, but like, do I think Adam Peters scouts better than I could or something? No. But if I like a player and Adam Peters drafts the player, that's like double stamping a triple stamp. That's like me and Adam, Spider-Man, pointing at each other, and that's what makes me feel really, really good. So when Adam Peters was all in on JD5, it just triple stamped and double stamped, I guess is the better way to put it. And Ben Sinnott liked him a lot. Adam Peters wants him. He's the man that found George Kittle. So if Adam Peters signs off on a player I already like, guess what happens? That player's going to the mother freaking moon. So Adam Peters is a great source of what's good, what's not, what is he found Brock Purdy, George Kittle over and over and over. Adam Peters absolutely helped build the 49ers roster, and he is the best GM in football. So let's keep an eye on who lands in Washington, what they do. He didn't want Ayuk. He's the one that found Ayuk. He helped scout and find Brandon Ayuk, and he didn't even want him. Remember, he didn't even entertain trading for him. And everyone's like, why? Remember what I said? I said, if that's how he feels, we have to trust him. He knows more than we do about the inner workings of Ayuk right now. And I let Adam Peters tell us maybe there's something we don't know about his mindset. And boy, did Adam Peters make a good call not bringing Ayuk in. Even if Ayuk didn't get hurt, because it would have been a different set of circumstances, he was not on his game. He was totally in his own head, completely not ready for football. Just what a disaster. But Adam Peters is he knows ball. Other landing spots real quick, I would say Carolina's interesting, but they have Leggett. They have, we don't really know. Another landing spot, Dallas would be okay. That'd be okay, but limit his overall potential. Green Bay would be interesting, but will they still rotate around?
Do you think Emeka could be the next Puka? And do you think he's better than Luther Burden out of Mizzou? Because he was taken out of the slot and his numbers dropped off like no tomorrow. Whereas Emeka Buka, the dude put up like 300-400 yards, I think, in one of the bowl games a couple years ago when JSN went out with like I think an abdominal injury or something like that, and then he went straight to the league.
Yeah, look, let me just. I like him a lot. I do like him a lot. I'm even going to pull up his highlights right now, and I'll talk you through what I like and don't like about him. I can't show it. That would be a great addition to the channel, but that's not the way it works. But like watching him play, bro, and I've watched so much footage on him, and when I was scouting and doing all my rankings on thefantasyfootballshow.com, where you can find my rookie rankings, you can find where I have them ranked, you can find where I have everybody ranked, and I coined the super rookie rankings on this channel. And on my site many years ago, and now everybody uses some sort of version of them. But the super rookie rankings are essentially, and you can find those right here. Super rookie right here. Super rookie rankings are the sophomores and rookies only, and now they've got a sophomores and rookies, best ball draft on Underdog. But I like what I see. Ohio State produces amazing wide receivers. He's got a lot of appeal and upside. It really, bro, just comes down to landing spot. If he goes to a place like Washington, then I love him. I love him because I like the talent, but he needs the landing spot. I don't know that he is, and I could change my mind on this because players develop at even the combine level, and then sometimes they take a bigger step forward in the pro level. Like Bucky Irving, for example. Even though it's a running back position, Bucky Irving was a good prospect, but he was not Bucky Irving we know now. He developed at the NFL level in ways that you just can't really predict. Kurt Warner developed in the NFL in ways you couldn't predict. Tom Brady developed at levels you couldn't predict. St. Brown developed at the list goes on and on and on, and it doesn't mean anybody missed anything. No one was watching. Why didn't we see this? Sometimes it just, these kids are still young. There are some cases where people at 20 years old still grow an inch. CeeDee Lamb, after I believe his rookie year had already been played, I believe he grew an entire inch that offseason, if I remember correctly. Let me see if I find this real quickly. CeeDee Lamb grew in height in NFL. Let me see if I can find this. CeeDee Lamb has not. No, CeeDee Lamb has not grown in height. It's been pretty good searching this. Let's see. He grew a half an inch and 10 pounds in the 2022 offseason. You know what showed up when I YouTubed that or Googled that? My video on it. CeeDee Lamb grew a half inch and 10 pounds in the 2022 offseason. So I answered my own question. Thank you. That was my own video. So my point is, like, there's a lot of upside. If CeeDee Lamb can grow a half an inch and add 10 pounds in an offseason already playing in the NFL, like, we got to account for that. There's some change that could happen. So my final answer, and then I got to go, is that it depends where he goes, bro. If he goes somewhere amazing like Washington, where he can be the number one wide receiver within 1 to 2 years because McLaurin is older, that's fantastic. If he goes somewhere like Dallas where CeeDee Lamb's in the way, or he goes somewhere like Addison went to Minnesota, there's a limiter on his ability to become, an absolute monster. So we'll just have to see. He's got to do a lot of growing at the next level, and what your surroundings look like will determine a lot. And, like I've said, I've already scouted him. I've got his ranking on my thefantasyfootballshow.com. But, I'll watch it, and I guess who do I think he reminds me of? He reminds me of a little bit of a Garrett Wilson in his style of play. And that's a good thing, obviously. Do I think he's as good as Luther Burden? I don't. But that doesn't mean he can't be once he gets in the NFL and matures. And Luther Burden doesn't. So it's all dependent on landing spot to have that maturity opportunity. All right, John, I got to go. Appreciate you, bro.
Yep. Have a great night, man.
All right, guys. See you all tomorrow. Real quickly, I'm sorry. Just for anybody, I realize I'm talking about players that sometimes people don't even know what I'm talking about, and that's totally on me. I should have put the damn name on the screen the whole time we were having that conversation. I got to do a better job about that. There are people probably going, "What player is he talking about? Who is this guy?" So let me put his name on screen so you guys can look him up. He's a rookie wide receiver at Ohio State, Mbuka. So go check him out. You can YouTube his highlight reel. He's kind of ranked around wide receiver 3, 4, 5. So Emeka Mbuka, very good player. Very good player. I'm gonna put his first name on here too. Come on, edit. Emeka Mbuka. This is his name. Ohio State wide receiver. It's not the one that you might be thinking of if you barely watch a little college football. That's Smith. He's the younger guy that can't even come out yet. He can enter the NFL next. Actually, no. I think he has to play one more year. So, he's going to be phenomenal in 2020. What would it be? 7? Smith can come out in 2027, right? We need rookie wide receiver ranking. Yeah, I'll do a video. I got them on thefantasyfootballshow.com if you need them now. Everything's always going to drop there earlier, in terms of rankings and such. So get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate every single one of you. Deuces.
The Moon Men, dropping loads and...
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Men.
The Saturn Men.
One small step for man.
The Jupiter Men. Jupiter is so large, every planet in the solar system could fit inside it. There are no bigger monsters than the Jupiter Men.
To Jupiter.
And just know that the new ADP values for Kyren, for Breece Hall, for Bucky are going to put these, well, Bucky's already there, but Kyren and Breece Hall are going to crack the Moon Man, Mars Man, Saturn Man, or Jupiter board or boards because of their ADP value. You can win leagues with Kyren again this year. I don't care if you know who he is. His value is if you don't. Like, Kyren Williams is going so late. It's ridiculous when someone says, "Oh yeah, big, strong, bold prediction, Smitty," putting Kyron, who had, another 15-plus touchdown season on your bold prediction list. He's going in round 3. It doesn't matter if you know him, don't know him, like him, don't like him. He's going in win-a-league territory. And that's why, you know what? Screw it.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
You leave early, this is your punishment.
Loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
This is your punishment for leaving early. Where's my Kyron graphic when I need it? Where are you at, little Kyron Williams? My boy. My boy. Where is he? Kyron. Here he is. Let's put him right here in the spot. And these spots are not necessarily in any particular order. But I may rank them eventually. So we're gonna put Kyron here in this spot right here. And let's run this back for a good measure. Kyron, welcome my young man, practically my son, to the Mars Man list.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
And for good measure,
loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
And again, you can rip on this all you want or pretend this is not bold. It is bold. It is bold. Why? Because both these gentlemen are going in the mother freaking 3rd round. That is win a league territory if I've ever seen it in my life. So we have, God, I'm going to do the whole Moon Man, Mars Man list tonight. If I'm not careful. Brees Hall, welcome to the Mars Men board with your 3rd round value. And for good measure, let me put the date up on the screen. What is today? The 28th on my time. It's not midnight yet. It's 11:54 p.m. my time. So this is the 28th according to my clock. So Kyron Williams, welcome to the Mars Man Bold Prediction Board on cutting it close 4 minutes before it turns the 20. Damn it, wrong date. 28th. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, he's got a lightning bolt in his forehead. Like, how is this not easy to see coming? I don't understand. He's got a lightning bolt in his forehead. Okay, here we go. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, he has a lightning bolt. Look at the lightning bolt. Scar, birthmark, whatever it is. God-given lightning bolt on his nose, the bridge of his nose. How do you not see it coming? Is my question. So there we go. And these guys have 3rd round value as of right now. 3rd round value. Let me put that on here because I think that's as important as anything. 3rd round value. 3rd round ADP, rather. 3.5 ADP is when he hit the board. Brees Hall, I want to say, what's Brees Hall's ADP? Where is it at? I got it right here. Hold on. Brees Hall's ADP is right at, so Kyron's 3.9. Sorry, I got to edit that. And 3.5 is Brees Hall. So 3.5 for Brees Hall. 3.5 ADP. I'll make this look nice and pretty later. And this is 3.9? 3.9 for Kyron. 3.9. God. How's a guy have 31 TDs in his first 2 starts, which is probably I think it's number 1 or number 2 all time. His first 2 years starting for a team, he has 31 touchdowns. And how is he going in the mother freaking mid to late 3rd round is beyond me. Here you go. Let me give you to you one more time. I give you the Mars Men.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men.
Best looking Mars Men list I've ever seen. See you tomorrow.